Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sailor Moon Another Story playthrough, where I think we're actually continuing with the goddamn plot after the insane boss rush.
Oh God.
So now we're in Crystal Tokyo Palace, which is not the same as the palace from the Silver Millennium, but is essentially the same anyway. They reuse a lot of the same graphics, but the layout is a bit different. This is the puzzle room. Pink merchant.
Why are you here?
This guy isn't the same merchant as before. He's just using the same sprite because they were lazy. But they recolored him pink, which is how you know. Yeah, this guy actually lives here in Crystal Tokyo. And he's the guy who gives you the reward if you finish the puzzle, which I am nowhere near close to doing, and I would need to do like a bajillion battles to get enough puzzle pieces to do it.
You, sir, what is your purpose in this glorious future? I check to see if people complete their puzzles.
Anyway, what you get for completing the puzzle, I mentioned this in passing before, but what you get is 10 angel pins, which is the best accessory in the game next to the red pupil. So by the end of the game, if you've done everything, you'll have 2 red pupils and 10 angel pins. And that's like the best equipment setup you can get. It's not exactly as interesting as having an armor and weapon setup in other RPGs, but you know, Sailor Moon, they don't exactly use weapons, except for the 3 that do. No, the 1 that does. I mean, the 2 that do. Saturn has that scythe staff, and Uranus has a sword, although I don't think she uses it in the 90s anime. Or if she does, she keeps it well hidden. It's not in any of her attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the Venus Love Me chain might count. I don't know. You know what? I want someone to just fan game together a Toho-vania with Sailor Venus as the Belmont. That would be cool. I think that'd be a fun game. Okay. So
Wondering.
yeah, I'm just like, that dialogue was there. I was like, oh, I guess this is the direction I need to go to continue the plot, which means I need to explore everything else first. But there's no reason to come down here. It's just an empty room that is, I suppose, the room the Silver Crystal would be in if it was where it was supposed to be right now. But the actual room that I just walked into serves no purpose, because when you walk through that door to fight the final boss, you actually go somewhere else. But yeah, the basement is where you fight the final boss, meaning that dramatic hallway in the palace in the dark castle from before serves no purpose and doesn't go anywhere, and they just say, oh, there's an evil barrier preventing you from going this way for no reason. Okay, I still hold to the idea that this was supposed to be a longer game with more areas in it, which would explain how awkward the difficulty curve is at times, because like if the game had more runtime and more areas, they could have spread out the difficulty curve a bit more and it would have been a bit more natural, less grindy. But they don't. Also, the unnecessarily large bedroom.
Yeah.
I mean, royalty, you gotta flaunt it.
But like, it's unnecessarily
Look
large,
at that
not
big doorway.
Not just because it's big and expensive, because there's nothing in it except for the bed and a curtain. Like a wardrobe, maybe, clothes, a bath, other luxuries that you would expect to see in a royal bedroom. Like, you know. I was just watching The Last Laugh in Batman the Animated Series yesterday, and there's a lot of stuff in Bruce Wayne's bathroom. You'd expect at least as much there. That scene was great, by the way. Alfred says, I've drawn you a bath, and it's April Fool's Day, so the bath is empty. He turns to Alfred, and Alfred holds up a picture of a bath.
I've drawn you a bath.
There's an excellent bit in the comic series of said animated show where it's just, you know, more adventures of it, where Alfred is so privy to just, you know, Bruce refusing to eat and do all the normal stuff while he's working in the cave. So it's like, so he goes in and it's like, I'm not hungry, Alfred. It's like, oh, gee, I've made a whole lot of nothing. He holds up the tray and there's nothing on there. now it's all go to waste.
Okay. So Lady Apsu is brainwashing Anshar, who doesn't want to fight Chibi Moon. So now we have to fight Anshar, who is, after all of the boss fights we fought up to this point, intentionally a very easy boss fight.
Well, it's almost like he's a little kid or something.
Yeah. Well, that said, I'm still underleveled, so this is still going to take a bit. But like, if you were at the proper level, the guide says this should only take a few rounds.
Anshar, when did you grow like 10 feet?
Yeah, he grew up real quick.
I mean, I'm still going to use the strategy.
Do it.
Because at this point, like, every boss fight is the same approach. You buff everyone up, you transform Moon or Chibi Moon into super form, you use Time Stop and or Bubble Spray on everything, and then you just wail on them with all your attacks. If you're using Time Stop, have Pluto restore everyone's action points every other turn, and make sure to spend all the money that you get on items, because, like, you're gonna need them. I really, really wish I had some perfumes or something. I think I have, like, one perfume that I might be saving for a stronger boss fight, but... No, I think I remember. I don't think I bring Venus into the final battle, so I use the last perfume on the final battle. So that I don't have to do the healing shower thing. Because while I divide up the party between the outer and the inner scouts for these bosses, for the final boss, I actually do mix it up. I have Pluto and Mercury. I think Uranus is part of it. Chibi Moon has to be in the backup party, so she's not here. I think my other party member was Jupiter. Because, like, you know, if you want a front row party member who's doing maximum damage, Jupiter's a good one to have. She is a bit of a hard hitter. She's a harder hitter than Uranus in that battle. Space Sword Blaster. I mean, I think that attack is supposed to involve her sword relic. Maybe, but it's just kind of a blast of energy in this game. I think that's one of the things that, like, the 90s anime didn't do quite so much, but the Crystal Arc version of Arc 3 did, was emphasizing the relics that the Outer Scouts had. The mirror, the sword, and the staff.
Deep shaking.
Oh my. Cousins.
Cousins.
Takeuchi should not be allowed to name attacks. I'm sorry. I mean, okay, you get your fairly innocent stuff like Pink Sugar Heartache. Deep Shaking is a little suspect, but I will never let her live down Star Gentle Uterus. I
mean, Deep Shaking is only bad because it's given to the cousins / actual lovers and stuff. So
yeah, I know. So you like that's why I say it's only a bit suspect. It's like, is that an innuendo, or did you not mean that? I can never tell with you.
Are you sure you didn't mean that?
But like, the Starlights had really dumb attack names. Like, Gentle Uterus is odd. But then there's
quite interesting.
Star Sirius Laser, which just sounds dumb. I'm not going to hold the Star Yell device against Takeuchi specifically, because that was apparently something made up for the anime just to have another toy to sell. So it's a very 90s cartoon quirk, but I guess they really wanted people to buy that stupid starfish design Sentai plastic device, because like the Sailor Yell is the star-shaped device that the Starlights use to shoot their attacks out of, and it's apparently some sort of amplifier. But like, they also introduced the new opening theme for that season, and the Sailor Yell is a major element of the lyrics for it for some reason, and I don't know why. Why did they care so much about the Sailor Yell toy? It's a stupid starfish morpher device. It's like, it doesn't even look as interesting as a toy as the Power Rangers morphers do. So, I mean, at least with that, you had a little coin that you could slip into it. But this is like, I'm gonna look up the old Sailor Yell toy now that I'm looking at it, because there has to be something about this. Otherwise, they were making. Okay, it was actually called the Sailor Star Yell. Okay, so the Sailor Moon Starlight's toy yell. I'm gonna mute this YouTube video. Oh, it came with a little pin that you could wear. That's nice.
Aww.
Okay, so the Sailor Star Yell toy is nice until you turn it around and realize how thick and like rounded plasticky it is with its battery pack in the back and all. The only thing it does is you can push a button and it lights up. Okay? It lights up in a really cheap way too. I can see those bulbs in there. Like even my little like Chaos Emeralds from the Sonic the Hedgehog action figure sets light up more convincingly than this thing.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So, yeah, that's like the entire reason they created that stupid Star with Wings device is to create this stupid toy. Great. I guess that's another strike against Season 5. It's such a disappointment, though, because, like, we didn't get Season 5 over here until the Deke dub. No, not the Deke dub, the Viz dub. I don't know why I keep mixing those up, because they're two totally different words, but we didn't get the Season 5 until the Viz dub, and it would have been really great if it was an amazing season that we hadn't gotten and was really cool, and but it's not a good season at all. Okay, it has its high points, but like most of those high points are in the first 10 episodes where the villain from Arc 4 comes back and gets a proper resolution. That was a fun closing arc. But then the actual Starlight stuff happens. And it's like, you know, that thing they did with Superman in Justice League Season 1 where they made him lame on purpose to make the bad guys look better. They do that with the entire Inner Senshi squad. And then, like, when it looks like the Starlights and the Sailor Scouts might be about to cooperate, in comes Sailor Uranus from nowhere with World Shaking to just, like, attack the Sailor Scouts. And she's like, no, they're from outside the solar system. We can't trust them. And even though, like, Sailor Moon and her group aren't the ones who attacked them, and even though, like, they have no idea what the connection between Moon and Uranus even is, the Starlights are dramatically walk off like, no, it looks like we can't work together after all. And it's like, I want to turn to Uranus and just say, did you learn nothing from Arc 3? Wasn't this what we were doing back then? But it's like, but it just winds up like it's all pointless bloating of the arc, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I understand why they did it that way. I just wish they did it that way better. Because, like, Arc 5 in the manga is just, like, not a good arc for the particular formula that the Sailor Moon series uses. I will absolutely recognize that. The Starlights are there, and then they're gone. And then there's a bunch of one-off battles with the Sailor Scouts getting themselves killed. And entirely new Sailor Scouts popping out to fight battles as well. I say entirely new, but they were technically introduced at the end of the previous arc. It's weird out of context, but the point is it all happens very quickly and would have lasted about 12 episodes. So they wanted a full season, and boy did they make one. They just had to make up a lot of bullshit to get there. And, like, there's semi-interesting stuff that they did come up with in Season 5. Like, I kind of like the arc where Tuxedo Mask gets killed off screen and nobody is aware of this. He's just not contacting anyone because he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And because of this, like, Usagi is all kinds of worried and confused for basically the entire season. And this is the point at which the Starlights are introduced, and there's a one-sided romance between Seiya and Usagi, where, like, it's obviously a one-sided thing, but he just doesn't have the context to know why. And that entire story arc was done reasonably well. Like, it's something that you can get invested kind of in, but it would have been better if the rest of the season were better. But I don't know. Am I the only one who feels this way about that season?
I last watched it so long ago, I'd have to recheck things, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah. It's just,
And this fight is so easy and goes real quick, even if you're underleveled.
I didn't say even if you're underleveled. I said it would take a while because I'm underleveled. But if you're at the correct level, it should only take a few rounds. The fact that
but if it's the
fact that I'm underleveled, like, look at how much damage my front row fighters are doing in this fight. It's because I'm underleveled. I should be able to do way more damage than this, but I'm not at the correct level. And the way the stats in this game work, if you're even a few levels underleveled, your damage gets, like, super gimped for no reason. I really hate the way the stat calculations work in this game. God damn. In Final Fantasy, it's always a gradual climb, you know? You do, like, maybe a couple hundred more damage per level, and then you get into the thousands, and the damage climb starts to get wider. Like, you'll do maybe another 1,000 per level, you know? But, like, it's gradual. There's a slope you climb, and, like, you don't magically start doing no damage at all to an enemy because they have a few extra defense points. It just doesn't work that way. In Dragon Quest, it has pretty much the same thing going on. The level up system is fairly fair. You're not going to be completely out of the running if you're a few levels below par. You can make up for that with good tactics. That's what I like about turn-based battles. But the way the stat curve in this game operates, it's just like, if you're not on level, well, you can still win, but you have to use a game-breaking time stop strategy to do it. And it takes for fucking ever, even when you're fighting an enemy that's supposed to be easy. Anshar, just die. You can't do anything. Stop.
Well, he stopped.
Living.
The problem is
Stop.
He's perfectly stopped, but
I like to picture this as a Breath of the Wild stasis thing, where I keep putting him into stasis, and he just keeps gathering momentum, and then at the end of the battle, he just shoots through the wall and leaves a Looney Tunes human-shaped hole in it. And the final boss is just a really enraged Oppositio Sin. Like, Apsu doesn't even have to fight. Sin just comes in, swinging her fists. You killed my brother, you bitch. Oh, god damn it. I forgot this battle had taken quite so long, though. And it's entirely because of how little damage I'm doing. Like,
77. Boom.
they expect you to be at a higher level when you fight the previous bosses, and they expect those bosses to level you up to an even higher level after that. So that's the stat curve they calculated for. But, well,
As you can see.
it doesn't help that, like I said, the outer Senshi party is way underleveled compared to the inner Senshi party right now. So, like, I'm even more handicapped here than I was during the boss fights against the Oppositio soldiers. God damn it, just die, die.
Come on, Anshar.
You actually do end up killing him, by the way. I'm not kidding.
That's gruesome. Oh, there he goes.
There he is.
finally.
Fades away.
That
feeling
is a
too
lot
good.
of experience points. Thank you. I could have used those experience points before this fight, but I'll take them.
Yay.
Okay, so
Plop.
Anshar dies, but don't worry, it's a magical girl anime. Death is only final if we want it to be. Like if it's some loser like Nephrite or something. So we use a silver crystal to bring him back, and he's okay.
Of course he is.
And from here, depending on whether you get the good ending or the bad ending, he might show up to sacrifice himself to help you defeat the final boss, or he might actually not need to do that because you beat the final boss yourself because you're not terrible at the game. So yeah. Ugh. Dramatic ellipses all over the place. Anshar, no, please don't die. Lady, with great power comes great responsibility. No, wait. I'm sorry. I was reading from the wrong script there. Anshar, this isn't an origin story. This is the end of Arc 4. Come on. Get with the program.
It's a filler arc for Arc 4, because it's a game, it's not canon.
Okay, so...
Small lady.
I like that nickname. But, like, okay, one of the awkward things about anime in general is the way Japanese people use nicknames in Japanese when they're actually speaking Japanese. And this is a little off topic, but fuck it, it's BrainScratch commentaries. Who cares? I was playing the Sword Art Online games recently, and because those games are in totally undubbed Japanese,
Oh, wow.
they're just using totally like untranslated nicknames all over the place.
Yeah.
So like, I have no idea how this works as a nickname because I don't speak Japanese. But Sinan's nickname, Asuna calls her Sinanon, and I'm like, well, what? What? Why?
Sinanon.
Well, why do you just stutter the last syllable twice?
No.
I don't get it. Why is that her nickname? Why is that a nickname at all? That sounds so weird, and it just doesn't register in my brain. And yet, when listening to the way they're talking in Japanese, because it's all undubbed, it seems to make phonetic sense within the language that they're actually speaking. It just looks weird when you read it in English. And I guess they just sort of, in the dub, they just casually don't have her do that. Like, they don't even acknowledge that there's a nickname there, I don't think. It's also just, like... nicknames like that are all over. Like, Persona 2, for example, everyone has a nickname slot. And, like, you get to find the character's nickname. And a lot of the times, the nickname is just, like, their dub name from the original English script of Persona 1. Like, but then there's Tatsuya, who wasn't in the original Persona 1 script. So his nickname is Tachan. And I'm just like, okay, wait, what? What? Who's calling me that? Who gave me that nickname? I'm the tough biker guy. Why would anyone call me that? And then I realized it was probably Lisa. God damn it. I think everyone who plays Persona 2 just doesn't get the nicknames and just enters the nickname in as their regular name because it's like, that doesn't... Why would you call me that? Who's going to be calling me that? I don't even want to think of that showing up in the script later.
Oh. Tuxedo Mask.
Oh no, Tuxedo Mask was fighting Fiore here, but he's gone, and
The
there's
ominous
a
trail of
pile
rose
of rose
petals.
petals. So guess what happened?
Whoa.
It's not hard to guess.
Did Tuxedo Mask lose again?
No, he didn't lose. He actually won the fight. Too bad we didn't get to see it happen. But he got captured while he was weakened. Because, of course, he's Tuxedo Mask. Getting captured is his thing. He's like discount Princess Peach in a tuxedo. But, like... So, yeah, he gets captured and chained up in the tower. And the reason he can't help us fight the final boss is because we have to fight Absu to free him. And then he's weakened, so he can't help us fight. It's just like, okay. So he does that thing Tuxedo Mask does to help Sailor Moon. He says some vaguely generic inspiring things, and this makes her all starry-eyed with confidence.
Oh.
Because that's Tuxedo Mask's only superpower. He has the Ring of Heart from Captain Planet.
Him and his stupid Sprite glasses.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like such a dork. Well, with this torn up KB, now looks more like Count Dracula.
Oh my gosh, he does.
I mean,
What is a scout? A little pile of fetish material. Now, Apache.
okay, so I just made the Captain Planet reference and realized that I made that reference earlier in the series and said that Usagi and Venus both had the heart power, so it didn't make sense. So add another. There's 3 heart elemental planeteers in this set of planeteers. It's weird.
Oh,
You could get me down at least.
screw you, Mamo.
Anime Tuxedo Mask is just a constant mess of poor life decisions, and I have no idea why he's like that.